have you? It's always interesting. I'm going to share my screen, but it is going to leak our messages. Is that okay? Until you at least share yours. Okay, and I'm clicking live as well. Tell me once you go live, and I'll get ready to be intro mode. Oh, you are live? Let's go. I think that deserves a at first I thought that was your suggestions. I'm like, "Jesus Christ, man." It's like, "Okay, I'm noticing a bit of a pattern here." Should probably introduce the stream a little bit, no? Might be a little bit helpful. So, having a face is pretty old school though, to be honest. Okay, no, I feel like the, Thanos meme, "Fine, I'll do it myself." That's how I feel right now. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be reacting to a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's theories videos. I have not seen one single Five Nights at Freddy's theory video. I know nothing about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore besides what people have told me in the chat, and they've been trying to tell me the bare minimum, just to avoid spoilers. I played Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, I'm working on 3, and I've seen Kasid play Security Breach a little bit. So here we got Kasid. He's another YouTuber. He's gonna hit 400 subscribers today, or he should. If he doesn't, I will be protesting. I will be rioting. I will make sure it is the if it's the last thing I do, I will make sure you hit 400 subs. I can't remember which milestone. Sorry, my microphone's a little off. Which milestone did I help you at before? You're okay. So I helped you at 300. Let's keep the tradition going. I'm gonna try to help you to 400 here. It's actually turned out to be wonderful timing for this stream. So let me go ahead. I pinged everyone on my Discord. It looks like since summer's ending, the views might be a little low, and that's okay. What's up, the Coltster? How are you? I see them. You got. Oh, we both got one viewer. I think we're a little viral, no? And we got Steve as well. What's up, Steve? Guys, be sure to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to Kasid, be sure to subscribe to Kasid. If you haven't subscribed to me, consider subbing to me. I'll shut up. Oh, had to do a little intro. Had to do a little dancey dance. You muted Kasid? You're muted, Kasid. No one can hear you. Oh, so they can hear my lovely voice. I think that pans out pretty fair though, no? Can they hear me? Oh my gosh, they just hear me. So they tune into a Kasid stream and it's just me. It's okay. It's okay. Guys, if you hear well, says Max Evergame. I'm gonna be streaming like 4 or 5 times today. I'm gonna no life it right now.
All right,
It's
can you
just
hear
the
me now?
first.
Okay, it says it's picking up my audio. I have no idea why it was not picking up my audio.
It might have been because you're connected on Discord.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which makes me wonder if I'm having issues as well. So let me check.
Like for some reason my my audio input capture was set to default instead of my microphone, so I have no idea why it was yeah, I have no idea why I was doing that.
Perfect. Okay, so it's good on my end as well. Good. Had to double check. I love the thumbnail, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I feel like you're pretty creative with your thumbnails, which I appreciate because a lot of people, don't get me wrong, it is okay. But a lot of people just kind of slap images together, and you're over here like getting a little creative with it. I like that. Your Five Nights at Freddy's content does extremely well, dude. I feel
Yeah.
like that is your bread and butter. Um, Now be honest for a minute. I'm not trying to interview you, but I don't talk too much on the phone. Um, why aren't you milking the hell out of it? Wait, am I allowed to cuss on your channel? I apologize.
It's all right. You can
To a
say,
minimum.
you could say hell.
To a minimum.
Yeah, to a minimum.
Okay.
Just
okay.
like try avoid the
Understandable.
bigger words. Like hell,
Yeah, of
hell is
course, of
fine. I'm
course.
fine with hell crap, but like when we start to get some of the big words, that's
Yep. I
that's
try to
like-
avoid those words myself unless it's a channel member stream because I don't want to be demonetized.
Oh yeah. So so anyway, milking it. I feel like I'm kind of like in terms of security breach. I feel like I've kind of been milking it lately because I've been doing a lot of security breach streams. And my final video, I'm working on that right now. I got it all edited. I'm just rewatching. Like, when you edit your videos, do you rewatch them to make sure everything's good, or is that just me?
It is a curse, my guy. It is a curse. I watch it over and over, and I'm so OCD. I will delay a video. I don't know if you're this way. I don't know if you're to this extent. I will delay a video days, podcast days, to make sure there's no editing errors, because I view videos as a form of art. It's gotten to the point where I try to avoid editing when I can, because I'd much rather stream and pay someone to edit, because I am too OCD, and the problem with me is I'm super OCD, but I also love to make mistakes. Choose one. So it's super difficult.
I usually just go through it. For me, I just usually go through it once, and I'm just like, sometimes I go through so much editing, I just go through once, and I'm just like, all right, I'm calling it a day. And then, I mean, it's not bad. If there's obviously a mistake, I'll go in and fix it. But like, if I don't really see a problem with it, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done for today.
I wish I could. Max Effort Gaming says, "Why are you still up? Or why am I still up? Horrible sleep schedule, I guess. Y'all rewatch y'all's videos when you edit? Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, we have to.
I would hate to upload something that's subpar. I mean, people are subscribed to me, and they expect quality content, so I try to deliver on that.
Yeah. We don't want to. Like, it's very rare I actually run into a mistake I made, but I'm just like super like.
I wish it was the same for me.
My mom thought I had OCD, and I feel like I have OCD, but we went and got me tested, and I don't have it. I guess my mom just said I'm really a neat freak, if that makes sense.
Which is okay.
Like at my job, the first thing I do when I get there, like the kids usually aren't in the room, they're like usually outside or at the gym or something. First thing I do is I clean up that floor, I clean up the room, I stack the chairs. I'm just like, you all are done. I'm just, how do you get things this messy? I'm just
yeah.
Yeah.
What does this mean? The Colster said, ask him about the podcast, Casey. Is that your name in real life, Casey?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, Cassid.
So yeah, I was gonna talk to you about this after. Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about it after the stream. Yeah, because it's not related to any of the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff we're doing.
Okay, bet. Let's run it up. We're about 6 minutes in.
All right, yeah. So I have actually never watched him. Actually, I've watched some before, but I've never watched any of these old Mattpatt videos. So yeah, so this will be new to me too. So I haven't really watched them. So I think this is his
company. Turn any lake.
I think this is my first.
May the toughest part of your
this is Mattpatt's first video on 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Carry the cooler with.
Okay.
So we'll kind of get
just be a time of day.
Get to go back to his roots. This is where he got popular.
Hello,
this is where
Markiplier. So many YouTubers got popular. Off of it.
Yeah.
This is people meme him a lot. But I think oftentimes he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's either completely off or extremely accurate. Which I mean,
this
you
guy
just have you have to think for yourself and figure it out. That's part of the fun.
Yeah, but this guy's like always like pinpoint accurate. Like the stuff that was revealed in later games, he is like pinpoint accurate. Like in the FNAF 6 ending, he's just like, I called it. I called that. I called this. I called that. I was right.
So what happens is, until it's confirmed, people assume he's off. Probably people don't like to give credit when credit is due. Then,
now people are like, he's got to be right, because his theories with he backs his theories up with other things, and people are like, no, that makes sense, and he's gotten it right before. This has to be how it is, because he's like using, like, it's so crazy. He uses logic from like other games, things that like people would overlook or forget about when thinking about the next theory. They're just like, oh my gosh, he's right. How did he think of that? How did he remember this? How did he remember that? It's just crazy sometimes how much his theories just, they're just so accurate.
I'm going to ask you something, and then we'll get into it. I'm sorry, guys. But right now, speaking of, we mentioned a podcast. This is quite literally almost a podcast right now. And I love it, though.
I love stuff like this.
Have you ever seen Gravity Falls, dude?
Absolutely, yeah. Watched.
Yeah. Did you ever watch when it was airing? Did you ever watch Velisca Bum's conspiracy theories?
Oh no, I haven't
on
watched
Gravity Falls. Oh no, when Gravity Falls was airing, Velisca Bum had all these conspiracy theories. I think that's his YouTube channel name. Super successful YouTuber when Gravity Falls was at its peak. Obviously, since his main thing was Gravity Falls, his channel's not as big. His channel's doing all right though. I think he's almost at 1 million subs. He's also instead of game theories, he's more of like TV show, movie theories, TV show news updates, stuff like that. And he started off with Gravity Falls. And the amount of lore and hidden details that he did, the way you describe Mattpatt, it reminded me of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just the whole Five Nights at Freddy's theorisphere.
Oh, yeah, we are talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Mattpatt. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's run it up. I've never seen a full video of his. I think I've skimmed a time or two.
Welcome to Mattpatt Plays. Today we are.
Can you turn it up?
The scariest game of all creation. Probably never heard
Is that
of
good?
it. It's called Five Nights
No.
at Freddy's. Here we go. What's this?
Okay.
That good.
It's a
Now
camera.
we're getting somewhere.
The camera.
There we
came
go.
up.
Perfect.
Was that a bunny? Was that a bunny? I think it was a bunny.
Is this a dramatic skit?
Oh my gosh. I am so scared.
I have no
right
idea.
now. Oh god! Huh. It was only the fan. It's only the fan. Only a fan.
Why doesn't he do gameplay videos?
I have no idea.
Game this intense. Oh god! Shut the doors! Shut the doors! Shut the doors! Oh, please don't see me! Please don't see me! Please don't see me! Please don't see me! Please don't.
I guess it's a
I
fun
can't tell
intro.
if he's faking this or not.
I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared.
I think it's very dramatized.
Yeah.
That looks inappropriate.
Okay, we're good.
No comment.
Oh! God! Just the fan. Just the fan.
Just the fan.
I don't know about you, but every time the camera makes the sound to come up, I pee a little bit in my pants.
Me too.
What? That's
Why
it?
can he still hear the door light?
That's it. It's a jump scare. It's a little bunny rabbit jump scare. Really? Really?
Everyone in the chat, let me know how the game sound is as well.
I mean, oh god, it's so terrifying. Oh, there's the bunny rabbit. Shut my door. Man, this is truly compelling gameplay. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm almost out of power. 11% and it's 5 a.m. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, please don't get me, Freddy. Please don't get me, Freddy.
Sounds like he kind of wants it though
That's what
now.
it takes
Yeah.
to get views on YouTube.
Well, that was timed perfectly. Oh no.
He goes, is this what it takes to get views on YouTube? I like the intro. That's cool.
Yeah.
Head bop.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, where fear is our middle name. Matthew Fear Patrick. It's a very strange name. Okay, I'll admit it, I didn't give Five Nights at Freddy's enough credit when it first came out. A few jump scares from creatures that, aren't that scary. People overreacting to it on YouTube. Meh, pass. But then when I asked you about it, you showed overwhelming support for an episode on the game on Twitter, so I began to dig a little deeper. And what I found was some of the most interesting storytelling, most intriguing mysteries, and most disturbing events I'd read about in a long time. Now, if you were
Oh wait, Locke, I forgot to ask you. Do you know not like the theories, but like the story behind it, the main base story?
I'm so glad you asked, because I was literally just about to ask you to pause so I could say, we were on the same page. That's great. So I know the basics of what the chat told me, and pretty much what the chat has told me. They've mentioned a purple man.
Yeah, purple guy.
Don't really know much about him. I think he maybe and don't correct me obviously, because I'm gonna learn here.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's the one who murdered kids and put them in suits. That's pretty much all I know. That kids are murdered and they're put in suits. Other than that, I don't know. Now, I know a few fun facts about Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's not lore. That's just like fun facts. I can't remember. I can't remember. It's the stupid thing in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think it has no gender. I can't remember its name.
Oh, Mangle.
Mangle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mangle.
See, completely useless fact that I know that it is not a he or a she. And I do believe it is theorized that it may have been two people killed, two different genders killed. I'm not
I
sure.
never
So,
heard about that one.
we're gonna learn. Yeah, I think that's why, because I know Scott confirmed in
The
some
gender
sort of
is yes.
Q&A that the gender is yes,
Yeah.
which applies that there is no male or female. Which is honestly, this is kind of why I don't understand Scott getting canceled. And I talked about this in another stream, so I'll leave it bare minimum. But the fact that he had a genderless character kind of supports the LGBTQ community so much.
Actually, no. Think about this. This I did not realize this at first, but the question the person asked is Mangle a boy or a girl, and he said yes,
which implies they're both.
Or no, think about like the question in like a different context. Like, is he a boy or a girl, or like is he is it one of either of those two things? And he says yes.
So
I did not think about that the first time, and I'm just like, oh, that answer makes sense. They should have been more specific. Like, is he a boy or is he a girl, or is it a girl?
I still like to think it's both.
Yeah, because people still don't know. Yeah, people still don't know.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna assume, and I feel like it's too late to go back. So if it did have a gender, I feel like it's already like okay, because it's nowadays genders are very political.
Yeah, very sensitive subject.
Yeah. Bobby says, I know the whole Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Please help me. Then hopefully you'll enjoy this video. You'll enjoy my noob reactions.
Wait, do you want
what's up, Javi? What's up?
Do you want me to like tell you like the stuff that's like confirmed that like everybody knows for sure is confirmed? Like
go
just
for it.
Just for the first one. So pretty much the premise
here.
You're right. There's a purple guy. Or actually, so Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I realized it came before the first one. So the second one is before the first one. So that's
what?
Yeah, Five Nights.
Are you talking about like storyline wise?
Or no, I'm just like gonna tell you like the basic premise of like the first like probably 3 games that's confirmed. So pretty much. Wait, did you beat Night 5 in FNAF 3? Or are you working on Nightmare mode?
I think I'm on Night 5. The last stream I did, I ended on a W with Night 4.
Oh, okay. So I'll leave out the last part then, because like you get a little nugget of information on the end. I'll
probably run into a spoiler regardless. I'm not too terribly concerned.
All right.
But
so pretty much the premise, this guy and this purple guy that people call purple guy because he's purple in the mini games for some reason. They owned a restaurant, and then it's a little gray for me. I can't remember exactly the full details, but.
It might actually be a little purple,
yeah, no? I need to cut out this first part because you haven't gotten to FNAF 4. So yeah, they owned a restaurant. It cut out some information, and then it got shut down. And then we go to FNAF 2, and then for some reason, this purple guy, I can't remember why, he starts killing groups of children of like 5. So, and then yeah, he puts them in the animatronics. I can't remember what he does with them in FNAF 2, but then eventually FNAF 2 location gets shut down, and then yeah, you're at the FNAF 1 location, and then that's where he starts stuffing the kids in the animatronics. And then, yeah, then I think they get possessed. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like, yeah, they get possessed by the souls of the children. And then, yeah, they're looking for revenge, and you're the last one at night, which is when they are, which is when I think they become possessed. Because then during the day, they're just the normal show stage thing. And yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much the premise. And then, yeah, so then, yeah, I can't tell you the FNAF 3 part because you're not through it yet. But yeah.
Okay. And if we do watch some spoilers, I'm not sweating it too much, to be honest. So Javi says someone named Michael had a brother, and he put his bro's head in Freddy's mouth, and Freddy closed his mouth, and he died. But then his bro died, and that's all I really know.
And then,
do you know if that's true?
That's from FNAF 4. That's the nugget of information I was leaving out for FNAF 4, and
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I knew we'd run into it.
So yeah, pretty much the purple guy's son. He was bullying the little brother. And then he's like, oh, you're going to give Fredbear a big kiss. And then he threw him up into Fredbear's mouth. And then pretty much, I got to leave out some, or you know what, I'll just say it.
You know about, say it, man.
You know about spring
locks,
right?
Yourself.
Like, have you been listening to, like, the FNAF 3 phone calls about the spring locks?
I'm sure I have, but I forgot about it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so his mouth had, like, spring locks and stuff on it.
Okay.
And when he threw them into his mouth, it triggered the spring locks, and they closed, and yeah, his head got crushed. So he was essentially in the hospital. It's hard to know where to stop because there's so much information to go through here. Yeah. So it's like I don't want to go on for hours and hours. But yeah, so Yeah, pretty much he goes to the hospital, and I'm pretty sure it's confirmed he died. And yeah, I don't know if that's what caused the restaurant to be closed, but that was called Fredbear's Family Diner, and the two characters that were there were Fredbear and Spring Bonnie.
Okay.
And then I think the 4 original characters were there at some point, and then they started getting used for parts, which is why they were then in the parts and service for FNAF 2.
Yeah.
And then then at the end of FNAF 2, you got your paycheck, and it said on the newspaper, it said they were going to reopen again someday on a smaller budget. Thus,
Very
being FNAF,
lousy paycheck, by the way.
yeah, very lousy paycheck. I used to think when I first started playing, I'm like, this job is crappy, but at least you get $100 paycheck. Not at the end of the week. Not at the end of the week. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a horrible paycheck. So not only are you doing a deadly job, you're not getting a good paycheck.
Apparently, I can't remember where I seen this, but I seen when Five Nights at Freddy's took place, because I think there's a date on the paycheck, and apparently it's not as bad, but it's still pretty measly.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that you think about it, this takes place in 1987. So like the thing was
1987, the bite of 87.
Yeah. Yep. And then what makes me so
mad, is that the bite of 87? The kid getting bit?
No.
Is that
That's
something else?
What people thought at first, but then people realized there was people realized that Fredbear's Family Diner took place in 1983. So then there was a new theory called the bite of 83. So there are 2 bites. Yeah, there are 2 bites.
For real?
Yeah, there are 2 bites in the theory timeline.
What makes 87 more popular than 83 though?
Because that was essentially Phone Guy mentions the bite of 87 in the first phone call. So that and the bite of 83 was never theorized until Five Nights at Freddy's 4, like 2 years later. So that was essentially the first bite. It's kind of like how Freddy's iconic look is from FNAF 1, but his original design, like how he looked in FNAF 2 before Withered, isn't the trademark logo that everybody thinks of Freddy. It's kind of like that sort of thing.
Someone said, I know the whole Five Nights at Freddy's lore, but I'm too lazy to type it. Well, you don't have to type it. We're reacting to it over here pretty much. And you're getting my reaction because I've kind of kept to a minimum with my knowledge. But as I'm listening to this, I don't know if this is basic to say, but as most of y'all know, I'm going to college for psychology. I love the human brain. So because of that, I love looking into serial killers because it's so hard to wrap my head around how someone can be so messed up. And you mentioned, did you say killing in groups of 5 kids, right?
Yes, they were, groups of 5 because there was 5. I think it was because there were 5 characters, so there were 5 places to hide the bodies.
Yeah. So if I know they were going to make a movie at one point and then they scrapped it, but the only way, in my opinion, they could make a proper Five Nights at Freddy's movie is if they focused on the serial killer, because that would be creepier. And then they occasionally throw in the animatronics. I think that would be the best way to make the first.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Actually, I don't think it was scrapped. I just keep hearing that there hasn't been talk about I forgot who was making it, but there hasn't been talk in so long about, there wasn't an update in so long, and people have been waiting for years and years, and it's just, it's almost like no progress.
I'm super excited for Five Nights at Freddy's Plus though. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
At first, when I heard about it, I was like, let's do it. But then once I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's sexy. I love it. Let's go. I'm gonna read some of these comments. No, go on.
I'm like super hyped for Jolly 4 and Five Nights at
Jolly?
Candy's 4. Yeah,
fan-made games.
Jolly is or FNAF Plus is also, that's one of the games in the initiative of Hasbro.
You know what's funny? We both have 5 concurrent viewers right now.
Oh wow. Oh wait, so I got 6 now.
Oh man, competition. I'm kidding. Dree said Suplock snuck on my phone during school just to watch Stream High. Please don't get in trouble. Please don't get your phone taken away. All love. No, the bear name is Fredbear. It wasn't Freddy. I know the whole 5. What?
I think I said Freddy when I was talking about the thing because I didn't want to spoil the thing about Fredbear. But yeah.
And I know the whole Five Nights at Freddy's lore, but I'm too lazy to type it. LOL. Yeah, there's no point in typing it because that's what we're gonna be reacting to. The purple guys told kids he had something special for them, and he would bring them somewhere and kill them and I think he put them in the animatronics head: Chicken, Bonnie, Freddy, and Foxy.
That was an important detail I forgot to mention. So he would he would wear a costume, and then he would pretty much lure the kids into the back room of the restaurants, which in FNAF 3 you haven't heard this phone call yet, but like it was talking about these things called safe rooms that people are never to be brought in there. He would take these kids in there, close the door, and then kill them. And then he would put them in the suits to hide them.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Markiplier Bite of 87 meme. Yeah, Markiplier is the reason I guess the Bite of 87 is also popular too.
Yeah. Was that the Bite of 87?
Yeah.
That was his initial reaction to the Bite of 83. He's like, is that the Bite of 87?
He used to not care about the lore, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's
which
just
is like,
kind of
all right. I think that's my job.
I think that's kind of me right now. I think that's a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's gamers when they first get into the game. They're just like, cool. There's lore.
I think that what the series tries to do, it's like it doesn't really lay much lore onto you until like it starts. It's until the later games, the endings just start to give you more and more lore, and then you're just like,
when does it start to get more lore heavy? Because I'm on 3.
Well, 3, you're introduced to the 8-bit mini games after every night. FNAF 2, if you die, you rarely get a 2-bit, 2-bit mini game. But FNAF 3, you like on night 5, like I said, you learned something. Do you want me to just tell you what it was?
Go for it.
Okay, so essentially, you know how Purple Guy kept breaking the animatronics?
Yeah.
So now in night 5, there's not any more animatronics to kill. So now you play as one of the souls of the children, and then you go into that. You're able to go into that back room, and then the other 4 souls are there, and then Purple Guy is like freaking out. He's like moving around.
Yeah.
And then he goes inside of the Spring Bonnie animatronic, which is a spring lock suit. He gets up, starts laughing, and then it crushes him, and he dies inside.
That sounds crazy. That's crazy.
So that thing, Springtrap, that's him. That is him.
Okay. So
you are pretty much facing the killer. That's what I think is so cool about FNAF 3, is that not only is that the only time we see a Fredbear Family and Diner animatronic in game, but we are actually face to face with the Purple Guy, and that's like the only time we're face to face with him.
I think and I'm sure they will do this within time. I think it's crazy they haven't solely focused on like an 8-bit, not necessarily the mini game as a full-fledged game, but like more so like an 8-bit level-based game. I think that
actually
could be
FNAF
really
4
different.
kind of does that. There is kind
does
of
it?
Yeah, there's kind of a bit more. I mean, it's not like mostly focused like on, but I think I don't know. I never played 4 because I hate 4, but like I think there's a lot more.
Because you hate it because it's sound based, right?
Yes, I just absolutely hate fan games that are sound based, or just games in general that are sound based, because you got to crank up your volume, and then my brain, it's just like, did you hear something? Did you not hear something?
Feel that?
And it's just and then 100%. if you're wrong, then you get an ear shattering jump scare.
Yep.
So yeah, but I think it's more. It has more 8-bit mini games. And then Sister Location, there's like 1 8-bit mini game, I believe. Yeah, there's 1, but there's post-night cutscenes on that one.
I'm very curious about the name Sister Location because it sounds very different than the other ones.
Yeah, because this one is where the series kind of starts to change. Is
that what it is? Because I've always thought to myself that Sister Location sounded really bizarre.
Well, okay, so in FNAF 3, you learn about Phone Guy. He mentions something about a sister location where there has been multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures. And I don't know if the location is the sister location, but I know for sure the animatronics that are inside are from the sister location. Pretty much what the location is the people are able to rent out the animatronics for birthday parties and such, and that is just where they stay. I think, and it's underground. So I don't know. I never really thought about it until now, but I don't know if that's exactly the sister location.
The chat might be able to tell us. I'm going to read the rest of the message, and then we'll go ahead and click play. He lured them in with the Spring Bonnie suit and killed them and stuffed them in the suits, and the restaurants got closed due to the odors coming from the robots, I think.
Yeah, and that's crazy. He gets away with it every time. He gets away with it every time, and it's so easy to like...
Well, when did it take? 1987, right?
Yeah, that's where FNAF 2 took place.
Well, you got to think that DNA, if you want to be realistic, DNA was not near as advanced. Nowadays, you really couldn't get away with something as intense. It's possible.
Yeah, but the
but
thing
it would be
is they
10
never
times
found
more
the
difficult.
bodies. That's the thing. They never found the bodies, and they detected that odor and stuff. They said parents were finding like saliva and blood around the eyeballs, and they never thought to look in the animatronics, and that's where the odor was coming from. And they never found the bodies. That's just what I'm.
That's just horrible investigation.
Yeah, I'm at that point. At that point, it makes you think: is there something else going on behind this? Because there's no way, even at 1987, that they wouldn't have been able to at least find the bodies.
Throw you one further. Now this might be me digging too deep. As I said, I'm into psychology. Serial killers often love to be involved with their own crimes, rather they're at a search party or something.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how intense Scott got with this, but maybe he's connected to the police or
Yeah.
something, so it's easier for him to cover it up.
You know, now that you say that, in one of the mini games, he is wearing a golden badge. People assumed that this was because he was a security guard. But what if this is because he was
a police officer?
Yeah, what if that was his side thing, or he did it, or what, or not his side thing? This would probably be his side thing. But what if that was his main gig?
And if you gotta think, if he's part of the police officers, it gives him an opportunity to be one step ahead as well.
Yeah, and he's and also with him working here, he's like, you know, guys, maybe I can handle this investigation. I work here. I know everything that's going on. I can find those killers or that killer.
That's not sus at all.
Or I can find those children, because the thing is that they were presumed dead. They were never found dead. He's like, I'm gonna find these children and see what happened.
I got 5 viewers right now. Kasid needs 4 subscribers till he is at 400. Guys, go ahead, do me a favor and subscribe to Kasid. He's the man talking. He's the man I'm collaborating with today. I'm trying to push myself out a little more as a creator because I'm kind of socially awkward. I often like to stay in a bubble, but I know that as a creator, just like when you go to your job, it's good to interact with your coworkers and stuff like that. And if I want YouTube to become a job, then technically the moment it becomes a job, other YouTubers would be a coworker to some extent. So it's important for me to collaborate. And with that being said, I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe to Kasid. I've been watching his channel for years and years and years. This isn't just last time I collaborated with a dude named Taco something. Can't remember his name. But Kasid is different in the aspect that I've known him for a hot minute. I can't remember how he found me, but I've been watching his channel and he's been watching mine. I think it started because he started watching my channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember I was looking at like one of my videos, and then your stream was like running right under one of my videos, and for some reason I clicked it, and
and it was history since then.
Yep,
Every time someone's super supportive in the community, whether you guys realize it or not, I do like to kind of check out your channel, and because I like to see who's supporting me. It's nice to know my audience. And then if I like your content, then I might stick around a little bit. Or if I notice you're supporting me a lot, then I'm more likely to support you. I hate when people ask for free shout outs. Really? Now Bobby can witness this. Or anyone who's been on the channel for a minute can agree that every time someone sticks around for a minute and is super supportive, I'm more than happy to help you as well. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be where I'm at without y'all. And I'm so glad you found me, Kasid, because I think it's made an awesome friendship. I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of the chat. Kasid is a W for real. For real, guys. Let's get him to 400 subscribers. He just gained a sub. He's at 397.
Nice.
He needs 3 more. He's going to hit 400 subs in this stream.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
He's going to. You have to, bro.
Yeah, we just got to pull in 3 new viewers and convince them.
I know. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
So, guys, trust me. He is worth the subscribe. He is pinned in the comments. You can look him up by actually clicking. He's tagged in the title as well, which is kind of cool. And then his audience. I'm sure you're fine with me saying this. His audience can check me out as well. Kasid and I have some mutual interests, which is why I like him, says Bobby. Yeah. Well, as I said, me and Kasid connect pretty well because we definitely have some similar interests. So if you enjoy me, then there is a large likelihood that you will also enjoy Kasid. So I'm trying to collaborate. I'm not gonna collaborate with a dude who does fishing videos. I like fishing, but it doesn't make sense for my channel, you know. I have a fishing video myself, but it doesn't make sense for my channel because that's not my demographic. I'm collaborating with people that make sense. So Kasid is one of those people that makes sense. You got to subscribe to him, guys. Especially if you enjoy him. If you don't enjoy him, then I don't know why you're here, and you need to find some help because something's wrong with you, actually.
Oh, somebody rolled in from lock stream.
He's a night guard. Someone said he's a night guard. You're playing as Five Nights at Freddy's. It's Remnant, but it's closed on day 1 for reasons I won't spoil. Before the rental service, William Afron, purple guy, made. Oh, that's who William is. Oh, someone named themselves William Afron. Now I know who that is.
Oh,
made
yeah.
Circus Babies Pizza World. Circus Babies Pizza World. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the name of the quote unquote sister location.
Plus, he's younger, which is another green flag. How old are you?
16.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you are a little younger. Okay, that's cool though. I think that's cool. That's cool. As long as you're mature, that's how I am. Just meet me with some maturity, and I'm going to respect. I'm not going to treat you differently because your age.
Yeah.
Because obviously, in the aspect of friends, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, I take this very seriously. I don't think I've taken anything more seriously in my life.
2 more subs, man. 2 more subs.
Oh yeah, dang.
Thank you, Javi, for subscribing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Shout out to Javi. Back from Kasid's stream. If y'all do have multiple ways to watch both streams, feel free to, because it'll help push him out as well. Anyways, I think we should click play before we drive people too mad.
Oh yeah, I think people are going nuts right now.
Just to play the game straight through 5 days, the story would actually come across as pretty superficial. You're the new night guard watching the security cameras at a Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. 4 animatronics roam the halls at night because the owners don't want their servos to lock up. Bad news is, you can't let them near you or else they'll kill you on the spot because you look like a naked endoskeleton. Ow, ow, show them those circuits. Apparently, one of them bit someone back in
Charlie bit my
87,
finger.
presumably 1987. And the past guard leaves you recorded phone messages to act as your tutorial. That is, as much as he could record before he got himself killed. And that's it. Stay 5
what?
nights, collect your paycheck.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Phone guy died, which in FNAF 1, which is also another thing that backs up the theory that FNAF 2 came before 1 because he's alive in 2.
Because the phone calls. Yeah,
the phone calls. He's alive in 2, but he died in 1. Like, you remember on Night 4, he's like, yeah, things aren't going too good for me.
Oh, yes, I remember that, bro. Because I don't remember all the phone calls, but that one specifically stuck out to me because I was like, what's going on, bro? Something's off.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, essentially, he was presumably killed, which he obviously had to have been killed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he was killed. And also, one last thing I wanted to mention. This makes me so mad.
Uh-oh.
The paycheck in FNAF 2 says 1987, but on the year in the paycheck for FNAF 1, it literally says XX. Like, why? People say it takes place in 1989, but we don't know that for sure. I mean, I completely and totally believe that, but it's just like, we don't know. It's the fact that we don't know it's confirmed that just makes me mad.
Maybe you can answer this. Why didn't Scott ever, like, when he releases the games, it's like he didn't really touch them after that. Why doesn't he add, like, a little bit of updates to make them a little more compatible? I always found that very obnoxious.
I'm not quite sure what
I imagine he'd fix the major bugs. Like, the home screen alone for Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is extremely obnoxious. You can't control which monitor it goes on. There's not even a pause button.
I think that's just
this awkwardness.
I think the not being able to pause in Five Nights at Freddy's is like, so you can't, like, just if you're scared, you can't pause and then click out.
You can't be a little baby.
Yeah, I think that's essentially why you never added a pause button. That's what I always assumed. But I know on at least the mobile ports, he's been updating them quite a bit. Like, he's been remastering them so they're just like the PC.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about all these bugs that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure he did bug updates, I think.
I don't know about bugs. What I was saying, he's probably only fixed bugs. I don't know about bugs, but what I'm saying is, like, it just seems very outdated. It just doesn't seem new. But I guess that's what they're doing with Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Maybe he likes it that way because he's able to look back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bobby
Oh, are you saying like
says-
kind of like remaster them?
Yeah. Why doesn't he just like make them more, as I said, kind of compatible, like a little bit of a better layout? I guess you could say remaster. I know that's what they're doing with Five Nights at Freddy's Plus, but why didn't they just make Five Nights at Freddy's 1 an update? Why didn't they just do that? I guess they could make more money the other way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, first of all, right now I know A, because he's retired, but B, I've never really known why he.
Yeah,
never
we're
did
asking
that.
past tense. Yeah,
I think it's just because I personally feel like it doesn't really need remaster. I feel like I think mainly my guess would be nostalgia. If like people wanted to go back and they're just like they wanted to go back, like kind of like how Markiplier did. He made a video of Five Nights at Freddy's Revisited, and he's just like, oh man, it's been so long. I think it's kind of my guess would be that.
True.
My guess would be that.
I wonder if it's partially because of that, and also I wonder once he's done, he wants to be done. I wonder if he's like, okay, I've worked on this for so long, I don't ever want to see it in the coding again.
Yeah, it's like the Jolly creators. People are asking him like, are you going to remaster the first couple games? No, we're done after Jolly 4. We're done.
Yeah, it's so tiresome. It's like with a video, you edit a video for so long, you're like, I don't ever want to look at it again.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's just like me. I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I'm calling it a day. I did what I told myself I would.
The first several times editing a video, you love the video, and then towards the end, you're like, I memorized every line. I don't like it.
Oh, I can imagine how. I mean, I've never done it, but I could just imagine how. Yeah.
A podcast is or something like that.
I could imagine how it would feel. Like just to like hear yourself talking, saying the same things over and over, and you're just like, oh, I know what I'm gonna say.
Well, that's why I have an editor now. It's just it doesn't make sense. I'd rather stream like this. Locke, in your opinion, who's Golden Freddy? I know who they are, but I'm not sure I understand the question, to be honest. Golden Freddy is SpongeBob's great grandfather. I think that's true.
Oh, hello, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Cassidy.
Yeah, people are saying it's this girl named Cassidy, but we never gotten a name Cassidy. I don't think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost sure we never got. Like people are calling her Cassidy, but I'm almost sure we never actually got a name.
Sounds like a female version of your name.
Yeah.
Cassidy. Is that canon? A female version you? I'm kidding. Let's click play.
Wait, hang on. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
Check done. Game over. Play some.
Oh, right there. You kind of. There. See XX on the. Just why? And then something else I've noticed that is very, very strange. Just real quick. The dates on the paychecks are the same. It was 11/13/87 on FNAF 2 paycheck. And it's kind of strange. Why are they on the exact same days of the year?
That's very specific. That can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, that cannot be. And unfortunately, we don't get a paycheck in FNAF 3 for some reason, but...
I wonder how much is actual lore versus coincidences. You know?
That's what frustrates me about lore all the time, is like, am I overthinking this, or am I not thinking about it enough? Is this just a coincidence that I'm overthinking?
Since Scott got canceled, does he speak on the game or anything at all? Or is he just... Did we just completely remove him off the face of the planet?
Well, I haven't heard from him. But all I know is that all he really did was take a step back and kind of just watched over things. But with how Security Breach release kind of panned out, something tells me that Steel Wool kind of took over.
Yeah.
Something tells me they took over.
It seems they care because, granted, they rushed the game out because people were bugging them, but they also fixed it. So,
yeah,
it seems they
more
care.
Than just the bugs. It's more than just the bugs. It's outside of the bugs that...
The storyline was also butchered, from what I hear.
Yeah, it was... I would say, in my personal experience, very few things went wrong with the game. However, the things that went wrong were very important to not get wrong. That's the... Like, yeah. I love... Like, the environments, they are amazing. They are completely perfect. The, yeah, just everything in that aspect is perfect. Animation and stuff is perfect. However, story was kind of butchered. The gameplay felt kind of linear. It felt like you were doing things in segments, which I didn't really want for Security Breach. I wanted it kind of be like...
Yeah.
Kind of like, if this makes sense, kind of like Cuphead, it would kind of flow.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then, with most games, really. That sounds very choppy. Yeah. Is it still like that?
Yeah, they never really changed. They didn't change anything in terms of the story.
Nah,
Like, yeah, it just
damn.
like
I
it
thought
just
they
be
fixed
like,
that.
okay, like you do something here, and then Freddy's like, all right, you got to do this now, and then you'd run halfway across the Pizzaplex, do it there. Okay, now you got to go here, and then you'd go halfway across the Pizzaplex again. But yeah, it's impressive how huge the Pizzaplex is, but yet again, that's also one of the places where the game had a downfall. Because I felt like instructions, this just may be me because I may be a bit of a dummy sometimes, but I feel like the instructions were very vague at times. Like remember you were watching me and I was in Roxy Raceway running around for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that one might have been on me because I'm just a dum-dum because it was right there.
That one did. That one, I was about to say, that one did seem on you because it was right there.
However,
the
finding the robot.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, however, finding the broken robot, that one was not on me. Because they literally shoved it into, like, a little corner, and you'd have to, like, walk up to it, and then the robot would pop out and jump scare you. Like, that scared me so bad, though. I'm just like,
it's in a very specific... It almost sounds like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking for one egg. You have one egg left, and you can't find it anywhere.
Oh, that's the worst. Guys, it looks like Kassid is at 399 subs. I'm not sure if you want to pull up your sub count or what, but the next subscriber will be the 400th subscriber to Kassid.
Yes.
Who wouldn't want to be the 400th subscriber to Kassid? Let's be honest. The next that's pretty lit already. Just early congrats, because I know it's about to happen, bro. I know it's about to happen.
Yeah, I know.
I do have a second account, and I think I owe it to myself to be your 400th subscriber.
That would
refresh. I'm your 400th subscriber. There we go.
Awesome. Malak is my subscriber, my 400 subscriber, and also
W's in the chat for Kassid.
Thank you very much, guys, for everything. I'm probably gonna do a 400. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. It's probably just gonna be like a thank you video, because things have been just growing great on this channel lately.
Yay,
like in the past month, like a month ago, I was at like 350, and things have just been excelling. Oh, hey, I'm at 401.
Because I feel like you've really got your niche down in pat. I think that is why. By the way, I love the way we're commentating this, because one of my things with commentators is they mostly sit down and stare at the video and smile and don't pause it enough and talk. So I like what we're doing here, and I'm glad this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
but I feel like you've been able to really niche down. You're at 402 now. You're really able to niche down, and I think that majorly helps. You were going to hit 400 subscribers today regardless.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank my audience for giving him a boost here, guys.
I also want to thank Locke's audience.
I love this community. But they're subscribing to you because you make quality content, man. They're subscribing to you because they're enjoying this stream. The average view duration of the stream on my end is pretty solid. So people are enjoying you talk, enjoying me talk. They're enjoying the interaction. Casey is Five Nights at Freddy's 6. There's a link to your YouTube channel with the text channel with the text channels I like. There's a link to your YouTube channel. What are you talking about? All sub, thank you. I feel like if there's going to be a new security breach, I feel like the Gregory is gonna die. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure Cassie does.
That's the main character in Security Breach, the kid that you play as.
And the animatronic, it's going to be like the first game. Like, you got to look out for animatronics, I feel like. See, this is why I couldn't do a conspiracy theory videos on my own. I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to do a Five Nights at Freddy's conspiracy theories type video. I wanted to do it closer towards the end of Five Nights at Freddy's gaming videos. But at this rate, is there ever going to be an end, you know?
I don't know. Because Security Breach DLC is coming out next year.
Of course. And then Five Nights at Freddy's Plus is coming out next year. And I mean, there's so much content on top of content. It's like
so much.
So at this point, I was like, well, why wait? And I was going to mostly try to stream the games in order, but I think I'm going to break the rules a little bit. I told Cassid this, and either today or tomorrow, I'll be playing Security Breach. I saw Cassid's views on it, and I'm like, hey, I got to hop on that. I won't even cap.
Yeah, you got to hop on this train, man. It's amazing.
I know, especially while it's still hot. I'm surprised it's still hot. I remember you were you made videos of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know why those aren't. Those did fine, but compared to these streams, oh my goodness, I'm streaming instead.
And I think this was at the time where I was talking to a bunch of different YouTubers. If anyone knows how I am as a person, I try to help. And I'm not telling this story as like a brag thing, like woe is me. I'm telling this story because I find it fascinating. And I want there to be a level of transparency where people maybe can be inspired to kind of move like me. I made a promise to myself when I first started gaining traction on my channel to always help the channel smaller than mine. Sub count doesn't matter. So I saw Kasid uploading these quality videos. I didn't watch them just simply due to the fact that I didn't want to get spoilers. And the only reason I would be comfortable getting spoilers is if you were live, because then that kind of compensates. I think a lot of people are more likely to watch a longer video. Or watch a longer stream, rather a longer video, because it's interactive. The chat is going crazy right now. If we were to upload an hour, 2 hour, Five Nights at Freddy's Theories video, people would, if lucky, watch 20, 30 minutes. But then there would be some people who would watch the whole thing as well. And shout out to those people. But there's something about a live stream that's more interactive and the algorithm pushes it out. Because compared to a video, the algorithm will push out your video for only a certain amount of time. And then if you're not gaining a lot of attraction, they'll stop pushing you out. A stream, it is still fresh. It is still new. As long as you're live, it is still fresh. So the algorithm is more likely to push your stream out longer. Now, one of my buddies told me, they said the ideal premiere, YouTube premiere, you know about YouTube premiere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much live streams and premieres will stay at the top of your subscription feed on YouTube. So the ideal premiere or the ideal live stream would be the one that lasts the longest because it's more likely to stay at the top of the subscription feed and more likely to be pushed up by the YouTube algorithm. And the premiere, the video is technically not published. So then by the time it gets published, So if I was you, start premiering your longer videos because by the time it gets published, it's going to be like, oh, you got 40, 20, 30 views within a minute of it being uploaded. And then the YouTube algorithm is going to go, oh, okay, you're getting a lot of views here. We're going to push you out. So I gave Kasid advice on live streaming, kind of like I'm doing right now with the whole premiere thing. Have you done premieres? I don't think so.
I do them every so often. I do them for like rare occasions. And
I'm
so glad
with the longer videos. You have to, man.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because I decided, I'm just gonna, this shouldn't take too long. I'm just gonna crank out the last few things in Security Breach. I'm gonna do a video for my final thing. Ended up taking like over 3 hours, and the video is about, it's about an hour and 11 minutes.
Yeah, that has to be a premiere. Yeah, that pretty much has to be.
So I'm so glad you mentioned that because
that's respectfully why your videos weren't performing as well as they should. Not because they're not good content. It's because and there's no fault in you because when I was your size as well as a YouTuber, I didn't really know how to push myself out. But there's some things in the algorithm that you're missing that really do add up. Like I study the algorithm so much, and that's why I promised myself as a YouTuber my size to help other YouTubers. And I kind of take a little bit of pride. I think I kind of earned it just a little bit with this one. I kind of take a little bit of pride that your streams blew up because I told you I'm like, yo. I think I was like, this would perform a lot better than a stream.
And the thing was, I was thinking right, like a little bit before that, I'm just like, I think I should probably stream this too, because if these aren't performing very well, I don't want to go through all this editing for just a little bit of payback.
So we were on the same page already. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm just like, I think, I was thinking this, and I think that's what I'm going to start doing. And I did.
And now
I was like shell shocked. I'm just like, what is going on? I did not know this was still as relevant to get like over 1,000 views in like the duration of the stream.
Yeah, bro, I've been doing YouTube for a minute and I haven't even got streams with those numbers yet. So it's like, but you deserve it too. So I can't even be jealous. Sometimes as a creator, I get a little jealous. But like, this is me being super transparent, but there's a few creators I don't get jealous of. Mr. Beast, nah. Needs 100 more million subscribers. Mr. Beast deserves it all. And then your views and your subs, I'm like, I'm so proud. It's like, there's levels to this stuff. And I'm so proud of you because it always blows my mind that you don't have more subs. And it's exciting to kind of see you grow and being able to help you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read the chat. If you might have something else to say.
Or no, I was gonna read the chat too. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so one of your viewers is dropping in my stream.
Good.
Oh, his name is Plain Crazy Joe.
Good. I was just about to ask him to, or ask everyone here to. Guys, subscribe to Kasid. He is pinned in the comments, and you can click his name through the title, which is kind of cool because he's tagged there. He has 402 subscribers. He just hit 400 subscribers. Maybe he can hit 420 subs. Turn up.
That would be great.
Sorry for spoilers, bro. Sorry. No, this is what the stream is. The stream is literally, I guess, spoilers, really. Feel like there's gonna be guess who got Cuphead? Yay! Plain Crazy Joe is gonna break his computer or whatever device he got it on. Security breach, in my opinion, was going to be a whole different thing, but Scott Rush just changed the game because he promised a release date. Was it Scott that did it?
No, this is not on Scott.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I was about to say
Scott Bobby, is a Chad. Scott is a major Chad.
I even knew that one. Come on, and didn't have time.
It was I've been actually. It's kind of funny how like this whole series is based on conspiracy theories, because I've been kind of I've been having kind of conspiracies about steel wool. Something tells me that they went into the game and changed a whole bunch of stuff before the release, and that's why it was so buggy and terrible. Because I don't know what it was they did or why they did it, but they went in and changed a bunch of stuff Scott did, and then
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Like, something tells me that they like for some reason Security Breach is so dry of lore. It's so disappointing. Like, the game that the biggest game in the series is so dry of lore.
Because it wasn't Scott who made it.
Yeah. Something tells me the reason they did that, they went in, took out a bunch of the lore relevant stuff so they can keep this series going, so they can make more games, profit more money. Because the endings were just terrible. I don't know how you make. I'm not going to tell you what the endings are, but I'm just going to say flat out they were terrible. I don't know how you work on a game for 2 years to give it those endings. Like, I'm sorry, they're just doing. I'm sure they probably, and I'm just. The 5 out of 6 endings, they were like these drawn out comics. It was so lazy. It's just like, you literally animated the whole game as a free roam, and you're telling me the endings are just these non-moving like comic books? Like, this, there's something really fishy going on here. It's almost like they took out the actual endings and quickly rushed together these sloppy endings.
My thing is, and partially why I love Gravity Falls so much is it was 2 seasons, and it was short, sweet. It was so successful. They could have milked it, but they didn't. And kind of to an extent the same thing going on with Stranger Things. In my opinion, it's becoming the perfect length show. Each season I tell myself, I'm like, oh, this makes sense, because I'm very critical when a show adds a new season, because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, is this a money grab or is it storyline driven and it makes sense?
Yeah.
And what's going on with Five Nights at Freddy's is clearly a money grab. And I'm not angry about it because my views are great. And I'm enjoying it a little bit. So, but it is a question of morals and ethics. So if you really wanted to get into the nitty gritty, it is a little disappointing. Here's a channel I like. Oh, thank you, Steve, for putting me in your little channel description there. Tadonic says, what's up Tadonic? Guys, go ahead, subscribe to Kasid. He's already at 400 subs and he deserves more. I can't wait for you to hit 1,000. Subscribe to Kasid, y'all. Sup, my man. Hello, I'm in my main account, says Tadonic English. Tadonic, are you fine if people subscribe to you on multiple accounts they have? Like, don't make new accounts, but is it okay if they because that's what I did. And you can be honest, there's no wrong answer.
Oh yeah, and that was like one of the things that like that didn't feel right about Security Breach, is that it didn't they could have made it felt like it fit, but it just felt like it didn't quite fit. That was something with the story, is that it just didn't feel like it fit, because oh wait, never mind. Hang on, I'm not gonna say that. Just one of the endings in Five Nights at Freddy's 6, it felt like everything was just wrapped up in this nice bow. And like the way the game ended, it's just like, now that Security Breach is here, the way it ended, it's just like, oh great, we're unburying the hatchet that was. It's just like, yeah, just for money. It's just like, it's like you're doing the same thing over and over, just in different, more complicated ways. It's just, yeah.
Did you hear my question, by the way? Bro dodged the question. That's what I noticed. He became
Wait,
like
oh, wait.
I don't think he.
I
heard
thought
me.
you were talking to somebody in the chat.
Oh, okay. It's okay. You almost sounded like a politician for a minute. I asked a question and then you rambled about something completely different. I'm like, what are you?
I completely thought you were talking to somebody on the chat. Yeah, that's why I didn't answer, is because I thought you were talking to somebody on the chat.
Politicians be like, and don't worry, I'm not gonna get political because I don't do that.
Yeah.
Politicians be like, what are you gonna do to help the gas prices? And then they'll ramble about like hot dog prices or something.
Yeah.
And be like, the hot dog prices have been lowered 10 cents.
Like, I'm sorry. I gotta go get my chocolate chip ice cream. All right, thank you. That's all. Bye.
Okay, so there's a few people here who have multiple accounts. Are you fine with them subscribing on their multiple accounts? Not, like, don't create extra accounts because that's against YouTube rules.
Yeah.
But is it okay if they have an extra account, they can sub to you on it?
Yeah, just as long as it's not like excessive, like, oh, I got 10 backup accounts.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like 1 or 2, then yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, if y'all have 1 or 2 accounts, extra accounts, feel free to subscribe to Kasid. Y'all heard it here. And if you haven't subscribed on your main account, obviously start there. But, you know, as you said, if it's not excessive, that's how I am. I'm the same way. Yeah. So this stream should be called Why Kasid is a Good YouTuber. So I agree, but, we have 82 views in an hour on my end. And unfortunately, the YouTube algorithm would not push out something with Kasid such heavily in the title because, yes, he has 400 subs. And unfortunately, that's not big enough where random people and their brother would click on the title. Now, I got 5 Nights at Freddy's theories, and more people are going to click on that. However, it almost would make sense to call this like the 5 Nights at Freddy's live stream pod.
Oh, yeah.
He's not replying because he's talking to Kasid. He will in a minute. Yes, that is facts. Thank you, Bobby, for specifying. Sometimes the chat freaks out about that when I'm not replying right away. But guys, the reason why I stream is to interact. If I had plans to not reply, this would be a video. But you know, I don't roll like that. I love the interaction with YouTube. I'm gonna buy Sonic Mania in a little while. Oh, that's what I want to buy. I want to be gifted membership on this account now. Won't be chatting K. Okay, so Shay Gaming said she's going to gift channel membership. I don't know when she will, but she promised she'd be gifting channel membership soon to some people. So keep an eye on that. And the reason why is because we just released a Minecraft server for all channel members. So that's pretty hype. Did you know Mr. Beast used to fake videos? If you don't believe me, I can prove it. I would love to hear more about that. That's pretty disappointing. Scott plus some other company. Scott had a part though. I think I wonder. Yeah, Scott technically had a part, but you gotta understand.
Cut out. He got cut out in like the end of the development, and like 6 months before.
His hands are tied. And it's clear he's been effed over through contracts and because you got to understand, Stillwool is a business. Scott has a vision of how he wants 5 Nights at Freddy's. This business has a vision. Yeah, this business focus is money and being able to continue the franchise and continue to make money and continue to grow their business. And you can't grow a business without money. So unfortunately, a business's main focus at the end of the day is going to be money. Scott's main focus is lore and just also trying to please the audience. So then, granted, I'm sure a little bit the money motivates and gets him going a little bit, of course. But you can tell that's not his main focus because there were several times he announced, okay, this is going to be the last 5 Nights at Freddy's game. This is going to be the last 5 Nights at Freddy's game. But people were like, no. So he continued the series for the people. And it was clear he got screwed over, which happens quite a lot. One of my friends, y'all might remember Ninja. He used to be a friend of mine. He made a game called Snell Paradise, and he pretty much very similar situation as Scott. He gave it to someone to pretty much be the face of it, be the main control, but he wanted his hearsay at the end of the day, and eventually they were able to slowly remove him off because the visions didn't match and their focus is money. So I think that's what's happened. And the unfortunate thing is, I would imagine he's signed some NDAs, so he probably can't say too much about it either. And he's canceled, so who cares what he has to say? I'm kidding. The stream should Scott Scott had a part though. Burn Trap had literally no screen time. Don't spoil. Sorry if I spoiled it. What is it?
Anyway, yeah, I just feel he just got. It's so sad. He got screwed. For the man that created this genius game, he got screwed over by his community. He got screwed over by the company that he trusted. That's what's so sad, because in his like post when he got canceled, he's just like, in his retirement post, he says he's handing it over to someone he trusts. So they just screwed him over after he trusted him, and then yeah, his community screwed him over. It's just,
I know this is a very dark statement to make, but the fact that, because I think it's respectful to say, because obviously his passion is making games, and if your whole passion crumbles, that would be enough to make people off themselves. And I'm not going to say actually, you know, what I'm implying, but it's a wonder that didn't happen between the cancellation and him getting screwed over. And it is very sad. I had a whole stream where I ranted about it, and it's not like he did something wrong. He had a different opinion than other people. And that's the issue with the world. And that's why we're making no progress. And that's why, I'm sorry if I get slightly political, but me and Kassid, I think we actually agree on a lot of the same things. I think we've had a lot of discussions. So I think it's okay if I say this, but the reason why school shootings and a bunch of issues still continue to happen is because we're all looking at our differences and not finding our similarities and swallowing our pride and communicating, and we're too busy canceling each other, you know, sabotaging each other, and it's pathetic. It's sad.
Yeah,
both parties.
Yeah, the issue with that is, like, as soon as there's a school shooting, instead of focusing on what we can do to fix it, we're
focused
pointing
on the differences.
Yeah, we're focusing on whose fault it is. Oh, it's the Republicans because they don't want to enforce gun changes.
But why don't we just look at this, what we agree? It's a damn shame, man.
Anyway, we can't get anywhere. Yeah, we can't get anywhere because we're too focused on pinpointing the blame on somebody.
And that's pretty much what happened with Scott on obviously a way smaller scale.
Yeah.
But in a way that to him it's such a large scale because that was his world. But let's go ahead and
But I will die on the statement on the Hill that Scott did absolutely nothing wrong. He deserved nothing.
I agree.
Like, I will die on a hill on that statement.
Me too. You and me both.
All right.
So that'll be our final Five Nights at Freddy's theories stream. No, I'm kidding. Who knows, guys? Maybe we could make this a regular thing. Who knows? I'd consider it, guys. So be sure to subscribe to Kassid and let me know that you are enjoying.
Very interesting you say that. Maybe we can discuss a little bit later about something.
Play something new, but playing it that way is doing the game a huge
I'm sorry. Were you ready to go?
Yeah.
Service, because that's not even scratching the surface. If you're really observant, you start to unravel the layers of unsolved mysteries around this place. You find that there's a fifth animatronic, that posters on the wall will change randomly, that news clippings appear and disappear, telling the dark secrets of this twisted place.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the newspaper clippings on the wall say stuff like that.
Putting it all together.
Yeah.
Here's the rest of the
People
story.
have to really look close.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, once a popular restaurant, fell into hard times when 5 children went missing there after being lured to a back room by a man dressed in a character costume. Though a suspect was caught and convicted, the bodies of the children were never recovered. The pizzeria was...
Forgot to mention that too. Somebody, we don't know who it was convicted. And it was not Purple Guy.
Okay.
Also threatened with shutdown due to sanitation complaints, as foul odors started to come from the animatronics, blood and mucus oozing from their eyes and mouths. The last article, written years after the incident, states that the pizzeria would finally be closed by year end. In addition to the core 4 robots, Chica, Bonnie, Freddy, and Foxy, there's also a 5th, unofficially referred to as Golden Freddy. Ignoring the rules of physics, Golden Freddy appears and disappears at will, can inexplicably travel through doors, wherever, causing strange hallucinations. And when he attacks you, you're not taken to the typical game over screen, your game crashes. So that's unsettling. And there's also strange messages appearing on the walls, repeating the words, "It's me." According to the game's creator, the place is indeed haunted by what we can only assume to be the spirits of the 5 lost children. So that's the gist of it. Murder, missing children, foul odors, killer robots. and pizza. But that story leaves a lot of lingering questions. Who is your character? How's he fit in? Why does he stay for 5 nights when he's very clearly confronting the possibility of death? What more can we know about this terrifying Golden Freddy? And most importantly, what is the complete story behind Five Nights at Freddy's? They're all good questions about a delightfully incomplete and mysterious story with just enough threads to keep you theorizing. So now, if you'll indulge me, let me reciprocate that story with one of my own. I think you'll find it interesting. December 1993, Aurora, Colorado. 10 p.m. Tuesday night at a local Chuck E. Cheese. After a family birthday party runs long, manager Margaret Kohlberg and teenage employees Sylvia Crowell, Ben Grant, Colleen O'Connor, and Bobby Stevens are forced to stay late to close up shop. But as Margaret tallies receipts in the back, Bobby scrubs down the kitchen, and the other 3 work outside in the main arcade. Unknown to any of the 5, there's actually a 6th person locked in the building with them, waiting silently in the darkened restrooms. A 19-year-old named Nathan Dunlap. Earlier that year, Nathan had begun working there as a...
Pause this. I went to school. I can say this now because I'm graduated. The school I went to, high school, was in a place called Dunlap. My name is Nathan.
Uh-oh.
I don't like the connections here.
Yeah.
Not a fan. By the way, guys, if you see me looking down, I am paying attention, but I am also chatting in the chat because I don't want to pause the stream every 2 seconds. Otherwise, we're not reacting. And I won't be always responding to the comments right away because we are kind of do a show. This is not the whole stream dedicated just to the chat, even though you are a very main portion, guys. Once again, we got 10 viewers right now. This is the peak of the stream as of now. Go ahead and subscribe to Kasid. The homie Kasid deserves it. We just hit 100 views. But yeah, Nathan Dunlap, he makes me very uncomfortable because of his name. I don't like it. I feel like they're talking about me. Click play if you're down.
Cook, dough master, before getting fired in July after a disagreement over his hours. Now, 5 months later, he was back. At 10:05, he left the bathroom, pulled out a small caliber handgun, and proceeded to execute everyone in the building. First Sylvia, then Ben, then Colleen. Dunlap then moved to the kitchen, where he surprised Bobby Stevens. The bullet entered Bobby's jaw, sending him...
Bro, it's a job at Chuck E. Cheese's. It's not that deep. Oh my goodness. It's not that deep.
Sprawling onto the ground.
This is intense.
I know.
Then finally, Nathan moved to the back, the office, where Margaret opened the safe before Nathan shot her twice, proceeded to grab her bag, filling it with $1,600 in cash, arcade tokens,
is this
keychains.
Something that happened in real life?
I don't know.
Is this
I don't
what
know
the game was inspired by?
I don't know if this is just if he's just making this up as a gag or if this is real.
Because I'm kind of confused what the F is happening. I was like, okay, Five Nights at Freddy's lore, and then he goes, Nathan Dunlap murdered. It's like, whoa, are we on a different video? What's happening? My dog is barking like crazy. So I hate to be this guy. I'm gonna take her out real quick if that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Or see what she's on about.
Because, oh my goodness, he got fired at Chuck E. Cheese and now he's murdering 5 people. It's not that deep. Let's get a new job, bro. Oh my goodness.
That it could happen. It could happen. That could be something in real life. I feel like I would have. I don't know. Well, to be honest, there's so many shootings. Maybe this is real. This is not real. No, it says Bobby, but Fearless says this is real. Bobby, I've known him for a while, so I'm going to lean towards what he's saying. I guess we'll see in a minute. Hashtag to be continued. Kasid, you keep talking. I'm gonna take my dog out real quick, guys. I'll be in the chat. There's 11 viewers, 16 likes. Go ahead. Check out Kasid, yo. The fact that Kasid has 2 viewers should be illegal. I'm gonna start banning everyone. I'm kidding. No, but give me just 1 second and I'll be right back. Kasid, you can keep talking. If you want to, you can talk trash about me.
I'll play Geometry Dash while I wait.
Oh,
everyone can watch me play Geodash. I'm a god, by the way, at the game. So
Can you mute the sound though, because it is copyrighted.
Oh, right. I completely forgot.
Thank you. I'm glad all right, Bet. You're coming in clutch. You're already like, I've been craving Geometry. Okay, guys, enjoy Kasid playing Geometry Dash. If you want more Kasid comment, check him out. Or content, check him out. I'm gonna take care of my dog. Bye. Be right back.
All right, y'all. Okay, there. Sounds off. Hang on. I got my map packs done. All right, I got a map pack done. Wait, hang on. Where was it at? Oh wait, hang on. I gotta save my Sorry, I'll just gotta go in here and save real quick. On my phone. Things are going a little slow. Alright, backed up, and I will load my autosave. Now we'll go in here, map packs. Flow pack. Oh, did I already receive it? Oh yeah, I already received it. Spirit pack. Oh, this level, I hated this one. Actually, what? This is boring. You guys can watch me play Deadlocked. Sorry, no music though. Ah, I cannot master the wave on the computer.
Wait a minute, I can't see your stream, bro. Hold on.
Oh, you can't?
No. I don't know what's happening. I literally told my dog, I'm like, hold on, child. Stream quality. The stream quality must maintain. Because half the viewers left. They're like, what the heck's happening? That's okay, though. I have a funny Freddy lore. Yeah, we are locked. Y'all are enjoying. It says stream pause because Seed has minimized their application. Sit tight.
Uh-oh. That's weird. I had like a full screen share. I don't know why.
Hold on. Let me exit the call and I'll be right back.
Oh, wait. Actually, hang on. I think it might be mine. Hang on. I might have set it to like swap application to resume.
Okay, there we go. Now I see something.
Hang on. Let me try this. Share my screen. Oh, I think I was sharing a specific screen. I think that's the issue.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
I came in clutch for you guys. All right, now I can take out my dog without worry. Because I was watching on my screen and I was like, uh-oh.
Are you serious? I got past the wave. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna be done with it with Deadlocked. Theory of everything too. Whoops. Oh yeah, Bobby. Oh yeah, sorry guys, I'm not reading the chat much. Yeah, what's the yeah, what's your levels called? But actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing Geometry Dash. I literally have my like Minecraft. Oh, oh, people went to my screen. That's why the views, Lock's views cut in half. All right, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna be done for Geometry Dash. Minecraft launch. You guys get a little behind the scenes on my hardcore world that I'm doing. Yeah, stream went zoinks. Yep, we're going everywhere. We're going Geometry Dash. We're going Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm hopping onto Minecraft. You guys are gonna get a sneak peek of my hardcore world. Hopefully it shows up. And here's all my gatos. Oh yeah, I bet Locke is gonna love what level I'm on. Absolutely hilarious. Oh yeah, I used texture pack to turn all my villagers into Squidward. We just got a bunch of Squidwards. In case if you didn't know, yeah, if you didn't know, you guys are new here and you haven't seen my hardcore world yet. Need some more sand. Oh yeah, the reason I named, yeah, I know the XP level. Yep, I got exactly that level. The reason why it's called Cave Spider Can Die in a Fire is because the attempt before this. It's not on my channel because I was getting things a little bit farther on this world before I wanted to stream it, or I wanted to get far before I streamed it. I died to a cave spider, and I was like 2 hours in. I'm just like, I was just super mad, so I'm just like, you know what? This world's gonna be called Cave Spider Can Die in a Fire. Because I was so mad at that cave spider. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking. People are gonna click FNAF and be like, "What? This isn't FNAF. This is Minecraft hardcore. We got clickbaited. We're reporting this video to YouTube. They're clickbaiting." But yeah, people can hold their horses and wait for FNAF, and they can watch me do my epic clutch. Oh, hello, Miss Anbo. If you're a little bit confused, yeah, I'm just waiting for my streaming partner. He's taking his dog out, so we're just on my hardcore world while we wait. Yeah, here's my beautiful dragon egg, not to flex, but kind of a big deal. Bobby was there live. He knows what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I also I did a skin yeah, texture pack. I added a bunch of stuff to my texture pack. I made my XP bar blue. Oh yeah, here's a little something for you guys. A big nugget for information. This literally like had me shell shocked for the rest of the day. So I was trying to move my villagers, and I was trying to kill the iron golems. Long story short, the iron golems somehow won when I was stacked. I died. My reaction went into the hardest if it ever jumped into fight or flight mode. Yep, Terraria Burger. And then
What is up, Drumler Nation? I'm your host. What the? What?
Yep.
I've been watching your hardcore series. What's happening here? What? Did I miss a few episodes? I'm confused.
Oh yeah, the last time I streamed was when I won the dragon fight. I have not streamed my house. Nobody's seen my house. Nobody's seen anything.
I was about to say, so this is a little sneak peek of what you've been working on.
Yeah.
Are you not horrified of losing this, though? This is so beautiful for core.
Actually, I was just telling them I did lose it. But here's the thing.
You're a freaking cheater.
No. I'm not a cheater. Here's what happened. Okay, so first of all, the way I died, it wasn't even fair. I was trying to move my villagers over to this dome, and I was trying to kill the iron golems, and the iron golems somehow beat all of this greatness that you see right here, somehow. And then my flight response, I don't know what the heck happened. It shot off harder than it ever shot off in my life. I turned off my computer, and I was so frustrated. And then a few minutes later, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to go back and witness it one more time before I have to say goodbye. I go back on the world, and literally like a minute before I died is where it set me. So the computer did not remember. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I'll take it. And also the reason I died wasn't even fair anyways. So, you know, I was shell shocked for the rest of the afternoon. I was just like, the moment I died just kept replaying in like perfect memory in my mind. I'm just like, and every few like minutes I'd like go back in my world to make sure it didn't like remember what happened. I'm just like, okay, I think I'm good now. I think I'm good. So no, I technically did not cheat. It was the computer. It forgot. That was like the only time. I'm never gonna like use that exploit again. But yeah, that was just an accidental.
Are you going to save an extra file of it or anything like that?
I was thinking about doing that before the Ender Dragon, but I don't know how, and I don't think I'm going to, because then that would, you're right, that would be cheating pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like I'm already kind of crossing a line here with my second chance.
Yeah, Bobby said cheater. It's okay. It's okay. You know, tell Cassid to join your server. Oh yeah, well.
Oh yeah, I'm already in.
Join the server. We're gonna get back to Five Nights at Freddy's lore.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Cassid is already in the server. Dude, you have 7 views and I have 7 views right now. This is fantastic.
Ooh,
Well, now it went back to 6. But yeah. So the thing is, Cassid is actually a channel member, so he has access to the Minecraft server. He's not playing it right now, but I'm sure you'll see him on it, and also. Yeah. I plan to either make a video or a stream series with you guys. I've done it once before and I'll do it again, but I'll do it again. But this time it's going to be with channel members. I might do a stream series and then a video series because it looks like Shay wants me to do a live stream on it, and that's how she'll donate channel membership. And to be honest, I think one live stream on it will survive. We'll figure something out. I'll have to figure it out. I really want to do a video series, but I also want y'all to get gifted channel membership. And Shay is gifting channel membership if it's a live stream. So we'll figure that out. Let's hope Dan whitelisted me. I'm really not sure what happened. I sent him a very racist message in response. I'm kidding. He's white. Okay, Bobby is whitelisted. I'll check when home, is what Dan said. He was one of the first ones to be, but we have reset everything because one of the biomes I have to redo the stuff for now. Log everyone who is first to be whitelisted I have to put in again. I'm very, very not smart with Minecraft. How would I even join? It says in channel member tab. Please note that this is not a 24.
Put on what's it called? On our YouTube stream, but yeah, still pretty cool.
Okay, 2 votes say no. All right, just tell me if there's buffering issues. So I just want to make sure that we're providing a good quality stream. Because I know with Cuphead it buffers. I think it might be an issue with Cuphead. I'm really not sure.
Hey, hang on, I'm gonna have to share my my specific screen. Otherwise, I don't think my application, because I don't think it'll play sound if I don't.
What I was saying is I think maybe we could wrap up this stream after we finish watching this, because the way we're reacting, we're pausing it so much, which is, by the way, good, because otherwise, in my opinion, if you're just sitting there not talking a lot, that ruins the commentary. And maybe we could pick back up and do another little thing. I expected to react to multiple ones, but I like this format better where we're dissecting it so heavily. And I think it makes it more fun, because otherwise, at this point, if
may today be a day for golf,
then it would be like, why don't you just watch a Mattpatt video? You know?
Yeah.
Or at least for getting outside. May your choice of club be redeemed by your choice of hard seltzer. And may one round for the ages lead to another. High noon, sun's up.
Hello once again, theorists. Welcome.
Okay. Oh, never
Gotta
mind.
find where we were.
Yeah. Hey, Locke, I'm back. I was eating lunch. It's okay. Guys, please vote and let me know if there's buffering, because YouTube says there is, but sometimes YouTube is capped. According to OBS, the connection is green. I don't know if OBS is filled with BS. I'm not really sure what's happening. And be sure to subscribe to Cassid, y'all. Cassid is pinned in the comments. He's also tagged in the title. He is at 401 subs. Looks like hoes are subscribing and then unsubscribing. You know, that's trolls. That happens. But as long as we can maintain you at 400 subs, that's a W. So, guys, be sure to subscribe to Cassid.
All right, so here we are. I think this is where we're
onto the ground. Then finally, Nathan moved to the back, the office, where Margaret opened the safe before Nathan shot her twice, proceeded to grab her bag, filling it with $1,600 in cash, arcade tokens, and keychains. Spurred on by
not
the
the arcade
security
tokens
footage, police were at his home a few
I
hours
didn't think
later,
of that.
where he was promptly arrested. Eventually, he was tried and sentenced to death.
Okay, this has to be... Wait, sentenced to death. Look, they got pictures. This has to be real.
death, but his story re-entered the news just recently as his punishment has been postponed, leading people to debate whether he's able to sleep soundly, knowing that his execution has been delayed. This is a tragic story, a disgusting waste of human life, and one that I won't joke about or make fun of in any way, but I want
Ow. Thanks,
to address
Margarita.
it because I have a strong suspicion that this
I don't know if I can rely on this poll because I don't know who's voting. So guys, do me a favor, type 1 in the chat if my stream is not lagging. I don't know if YouTube's tripping on balls or what. Type 2 in the chat if it is lagging, because sometimes people like to troll. Someone could be using multiple accounts to mess with me. I don't know. The whole anonymous poll is really not reliable. Imagine eating I drink food. Hey Locke, I'm back. I was eating lunch. Welcome back. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It seems super legit. And I'm so uncomfortable by it. Keep talking about Nathan, but it's okay. I'll live to see another day because that's my actual name. You can click play. Sorry.
Story is the one that inspired Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's look at the facts. First, I don't think that there's any doubt that Freddy's is a parody of Chuck E. Cheese. From the singing animatronics to the alliterative naming of the characters, the parallels are just obvious, so the setting is certainly the same. Next, what year does Five Nights take place? The time is certainly kept vague, but there are clues that we can put together. For one, the Chuck E. Cheese franchise had a tremendous period of growth and success in the late 80s and early 90s, but started to decline along the same time as arcades, with at-home video game consoles taking center stage. So that's one clue, but we can get even more detailed, specifically with your character's paycheck. Each night you're working a 6-hour shift, and you're spending 5 nights there. So that's 30 hours of total work time for $120. In total, $4 an hour. How can they do that? That's below minimum wage for 2014. But in 1990, minimum wage was $3.80. In 1991, it was raised to $4.25, and by 1996 you were looking at about $5 an hour. So the game seems to take place between 1991 and 1996. The Nathan Dunlap story took place in 1993. But let's move on to the most important comparison, the victims. In the game there were 5 child victims. In the real life story there were also 5 victims. But we can get even more specific. Online theories about the game always tend to draw a parallel between the number of kids missing to the number of animatronics, saying that the children's bodies were stuffed in the various suits. And this appears to be true. Bonnie and Chica both have moans and raspy breath sound effects, as though
Nathan Dunlap is real.
This is real.
So it does sound like that's nuts. That's nuts. It's kind of funny Bobby said no. Well you're left to assume that it isn't real, because this is a dark game, but you didn't know it would be based on something like that. And in a way, it's kind of sad that I don't know if this guy is aware it's based on him. I hope he doesn't, because I don't want him to feel any sort of specialness. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say For some reason, I thought you were gonna say so he doesn't feel guilty. But I'm gonna be like, he better be feeling guilty.
Oh no!
But yeah,
let that guy burn, bro.
Let him feel guilty now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that did happen. Nuts. Okay, I'm gonna look into that more, because I'm curious the psychology behind that. And he even took tokens. At that point, I was like, nah, that's got to be cap, right?
Yeah, and keychains. It's just like, okay, is this a
that
joke?
That sounded like a low key, like someone was trying to write a story and they're trying to make the story dark, but they wanted to sprinkle a slight bit of humor in there.
Yeah, but why would he take the tokens? And first of all, what made me question it at first is like, why are you killing 5 people over a job? Like a minimum wage job that you got fired from. Like, is it really that? Did
it say it was closed, or were there kids there at that time?
No, it was closed. They said it was. They were like, the people were there. They were like closing up.
Obviously, it's a horrible situation, but at least it was closed, because Chuck E. Cheese is a place for kids. That's crazy. You know, apparently Chuck E. Cheese, and they're like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you first get hired, you have to watch a bunch of videos and yada yada at different places you work. Sometimes you don't, but in many places you work, there's like videos of rules and all types of stuff, and you have to sometimes take answer a bunch of questions and stuff like that. But anyways, for Five Nights at Freddy's, apparently they reference or for Chuck E. Cheese, apparently they reference Five Nights at Freddy's a little bit. And I read that from some reliable sources, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What up, Luck? I didn't think my messages were sending. Well, this is the first message I've seen from you in a little bit. I did see you say facts, and I be at work right now. It's hot AF. I may have not been fully reading the chat, and that may have been it. I apologize. All right, you're good. You can click play.
Sorry.
Someone's trying
Oh,
to
you're good,
cling
you're
to
good.
the last threads of their lives stuffed inside the costumes. And other sounds made by the animatronics are just slowed down versions of children's laughs and screams. Additionally, as the news clipping mentions, the suits ooze blood and mucus and begin to stink, like decaying bodies or reanimated corpses. So 5 victims, 5 suits, seems like a slam dunk, but nowhere does it say that all 5 were murdered, only that they went missing and couldn't be found. Also, the trouble a lot of people have with this theory is Golden Freddy. Why is that guy so limp and lifeless? So unlike the others. It's weird until you go back to the real life story.
Yeah,
yes,
real
there
life.
were 5 people shot that night in Chuck E. Cheese, which matches the 5 victims in Freddy's story.
Pause
but
this. I'm so sorry. This is going to be very quick, very quick. Actually, extremely interested. I literally just told you guys I like, before I even knew this was connected to something real, I told you guys I like psychology, and I'm very interested in like murder mysteries and just understanding the brain of someone who's so effed up. Someone has to be seriously effed up to do it, and that's why I think the Holocaust, Hitler, and etc. is so interesting, because they are such effed up people, and it's hard to wrap my head around
like,
it.
what caused them to do this? Like what trauma in their life inflicted this to turn them into this kind of person where they're
and it brings in the
killers.
Exactly. It brings in the conversation of nature versus nurture. Sometimes they just are, which is freaky, bro. But a lot of the times it is nature. But then a lot of people, or some of them, they just are. So it's so fascinating. And I didn't expect to be this interested in with the conspiracy theories, and I didn't expect this to be real. So holy hell, this is the lore is dope. What happened is not, obviously.
Like, something I've heard before, like, do you know who Anthony Padilla is?
Of course.
So, like, I watched.
Of course, I had a childhood. Yeah.
Okay. So or like, he's got his own little channel now, and he like spent days with like people who talk to serial kill. I forgot what their job was, but they essentially like try to get information out of serial killers, and they said it was very interesting. I'm kind of into it. Kind of got me into psychology a little bit. It got me thinking a little bit more about it. They said usually like serial killers aim for people that have to do with the trauma that was inflicted on them, because most serial killers are crazy because they got inflicted with trauma. So like, if their dad was abusive, they would aim for men. If their mom was abusive, they usually aim for women. And yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's like all tied together. Very very interesting.
Unfortunately, okay. So sorry. Since I'm not just streaming on my channel, I'm trying to be careful what I say. So unfortunately, a lot of sex workers are even targeted.
Yeah, that too. I heard they said that too.
That's probably one of the bigger victims, and it's usually due to the fact they were cheated on, or their mom, or some sort of something. I just realized, because I at work, I don't like listening to music because I feel like music is repetitive sometimes, and there's only so many songs you can listen to.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking for new music, that means you're not able to focus on your work, yada yada. So I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks, I listen to some stuff that's more informative, or even like I'll even watch Netflix movies or stuff or something like that. But I've listened to several Anthony Padilla's interviews where he goes, I spent a day with. I haven't watched I Spent a Day with Kidnapping Survivors. That sounds
I've seen that one. Yeah,
that sounds very fascinating.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was interesting how the kidnapper treated the victim, like, after they were kidnapped. And so it's like they slowly but surely, they like give them a little bit more freedom. Like, they're like, okay, I'll take you to the store and get you clothes and stuff, and it's very, very strange. I
It's
find
very
it very
twisted.
strange.
Exactly.
I find it very
I don't
strange. It's like
I don't understand how someone can't find that fascinating because it's so dark and twisted.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's like you kidnapped this person in a horrible way, but that now you're gonna kind of give them a slight. Now you're gonna somewhat slightly treat them like a human and take them out to do stuff. It's weird.
And some
find it
serial
just so-
killers have like limits, which is also weird. Some serial killers have. I can't remember that there was this one. I can't remember his name. And honestly, it's cool. I can't remember his name because I don't have to give him credit. But he had limits on he wouldn't kill daughters or mothers. And then there was another serial
yeah.
killer where he would refuse to hurt animals. And then there's a lot of serial killers who don't care about hurting animals. So serial killers in general are just so fascinating.
I might have a
Or
theory on
humans
why
in general.
I might have a theory on the animal one, why they won't hurt animals. A lot of people
The purity.
Yeah, like people say like humans, no matter who you are, you're corrupted to the core, but animals are perfect. They cannot do a single bad wrongdoing. So they are not deserving of pain or suffering.
And I don't entirely disagree, but even I don't disagree with humans are so pure, but it doesn't mean I mean animals are so pure, but it doesn't mean humans should suffer because at what point? Because like did you ever watch the show Dexter?
No, I don't think so.
Dexter's a fantastic show, even though it's like 9 seasons long.
Oh, wow.
But it's really great. It does feel drawn out sometimes. And it's pretty much about a serial killer. And he only murders people who are evil. So it's how like Batman's whole motto and ideology is like, if I murder a serial killer, if I kill a killer, the number of killers aren't going down. A lot of people might say, because then now you're or if I murder a murderer, correction, because there's a difference from murdering and killing, the number of murderers wouldn't go down because that would make me a murderer. So that's kind of
never thought about that.
In a way, that's Batman's thought process. But there's a show called Dexter where he will murder like these horrible, trigger warning because I'm gonna say like kind of a sensitive word, but he will murder like rapists. He will just murder all these horribly twisted people. And it's so fascinating. And he's actually also a blood analyst. I think that's how you say it. So he works close with the police and stuff like that. And it's very, very fascinating. I encourage
like
giving the show a watch.
The Batman thing, that's true to an extent. If you kill one person, then yeah, you're right. The amount of killers doesn't go down. But if you stop like enough bad people, if you like kill enough bad people, then it does technically go down. That's why I never understood that statement. I'm just like, wait, why does that doesn't make sense? But then when you said it, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get it. But that's only for one person though.
Only for one. Yeah,
it's only for one.
But even then, the thing is, if you go around, hypothetically speaking, we were to go around murdering people, you'd go crazy in the process and you'd lose yourself. And why I mentioned Dexter is that's kind of starts what happens to Dexter. Because he realizes that he's killing so many people and doing so much to avoid getting caught that in the process of getting rid of monsters, he's becoming the monster. So it's super fascinating. I won't spoil it too much. But Trudy says, I listen to sad music when I'm doing something like losing interest. Jocelyn Flores tells me why I'm waiting. Oh, I love XXXTentacion. I interviewed his dad on my podcast, Expanded Thoughts. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Cassette first, but then subscribe to Expanded Thoughts, my podcast. You can find it on Spotify and all that fun stuff. Anyways, let's click play. Unless you have something to say.
No, that was it.
Those once survived. Bobby, the one from the kitchen, miraculously survived the shot to his jaw. After he was knocked to the floor by the bullet, he went limp, played dead, to avoid the killer coming back to finish the job.
This is real.
And that
That's
relates
crazy.
exactly to
Bro, that's actually smart though. Like, but it's also that also has to take like such like I don't know what the word is, but like to like not first of all to not scream in pain, to think so quickly as to play limp. Like you got
bravery. It takes bravery and strength, and
bravery.
We're not minimizing. I want to say because this is such a sensitive topic to now commentate on. So I'm going to avoid you getting canceled because I know what you're saying. We're not minimizing the victims that did get shot. He also got played with luck because he wasn't shot in the right spot.
Like I'm
clearly.
sure the other guys were shot and died
mhm.
instantly, so they couldn't have done what he done.
Exactly.
So that's yeah.
But also, not everyone in that situation would have responded that way. So regardless, this guy's definitely brave. And once again, we're not saying the victims are less than him, but it is insane. What a warrior and
he was able to think so fast on his feet and stuff like that.
Incredible. I wonder if he had a military background or like police or something, because you're kind of trained to be like that.
Yeah.
The advice you're given on night 3 by the phone guy.
Try playing dead. Go live.
What?
Again, let me reiterate that I'm not trying to.
Oh my gosh,
Did you not know this either though?
I did not know that's what it could have possibly referenced.
I'm so mind blown. You guys are watching. I feel like the Markiplier meme where he's being dramatic.
Bro,
but
we're probably
I'm
so late.
Mind blown right now.
Yeah,
bro.
we're probably so late to this party. Probably everyone knows
so
this.
late. Bro, I thought you would know this.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't watch Mattpatt. I didn't know about this story.
Yeah.
I didn't know about any of this.
This is insane. Okay.
Make light of the real-life events by comparing them to bear costumes and animatronics. But I do want to point out that these similarities do exist. And what else is limp and appears to be a lifeless, empty suit in the game? Golden Freddy. Surviving the attack, Bobby was able to go to trial and be a damning piece of evidence in the case against Nathan Dunlap, ultimately leading to his death sentence. Which animatronic surprises you by appearing randomly? The one you don't expect and has no clear pattern? Golden Freddy. It's also worth mentioning that of all the cameras in the restaurant, one is always black, preventing you from seeing what's going on. That camera is located in the kitchen, leading many to assume it's where Golden Freddy hides.
Yeah, this was a really big theory. People are just like, Golden Freddy is in the kitchen when
Oh, I never thought of that. Okay.
Which just so happens to be the place Bobby was able to survive the attack. So I asked, odd coincidence or source of inspiration? In fact,
no, that has to be inspired, bro.
Yeah, there's no way. There's too many things. That's too many things.
Crazy. I'm so mind blown right now, bro. I started the stream saying I don't care about Five Nights at Freddy's. Guys, the lore for it, I officially actually care about the lore. I never thought I would say that. But
it gets so much more deeper than this. Like, I mean, so much more with all 10 games.
I'm just surprised kids are into this, though.
Yeah,
that's what surprises me.
Like, so many kids at my work know what this game is. I'm just like, how do you play this game? I was introduced to it in like
so dark
2015. I was introduced to it in like 2015. How old was I? I think it was like 9 or 10 at the time. It scarred me for like the next 3 years. I could not as much look at a screen from the game. Otherwise, I would have like spontaneous nightmares for like the next so many nights. It felt so much longer than 3 years until one day I finally crawled out of my shell and got the game and got over with my fear and everything.
I know it came out closer towards the beginning of middle school for me. Now, I can't remember the exacts of the date, but I'm sure you could Google it and I'd be like, oh yeah, that was
August 8th. Yeah, it was August 8th, 2014.
Okay. Yeah, that and okay, yeah. So that it was in the beginning of middle school for me. And I was aware of the hype. A lot of my friends really into the game. A lot of my friends, believe it or not, they regularly talk, since it was ages ago. I don't remember what they talked about, but one of my best friends at the time talked about the game so heavily. I just didn't buy into the hype. I was just I didn't really care. I wasn't interested. I thought it was dark. I thought it was weird. So it's kind of interesting that I'm late to the party, but in a weird way, I'm very glad I am because it opens up this opportunity. This is so cool.
Animatronics really corresponds with key features of each of the real-life story's victims.
Wait,
we just
what?
covered Golden Freddy and Bobby, but the rest have strange parallels too. Bonnie goes into the utility
rewind.
closet
I didn't hear it.
filled
I'm
with
so sorry.
All right.
Or what did he say?
He said that the characters They have features that correlate with the actual victims.
Bobby
That's not
was
just
able
Golden Freddy.
to survive the attack.
Oh!
So I ask, odd coincidence or source of inspiration? In fact, if you think about it, the behavior of the animatronics really corresponds with key features of each of the real-life story's victims. We just covered Golden Freddy and Bobby, but the rest have strange parallels too. Bonnie goes into the utility closet filled with floor cleaning supplies, the most prominent ones being a mop and a broom. It's probably one of the most random rooms in the game, until you consider that Ben, the second victim, was vacuuming at the time of the attack. Foxy is kept sequestered in the back of the building, behind a curtain, more aggressive than all the rest. Similar to the way Margaret, the manager, was in the back office counting receipts at the time of the murder. Her role as manager would inherently make her more aggressive or assertive. Sylvia was closest to the bathroom and was cleaning up the salad bar at the time of the attack. Chica walks past the bathroom and is associated with food. And Freddy, well,
But Freddy also goes
doesn't
in the
have that
bathroom.
strong of a parallel with Colleen, but he does appear in the girls' restroom. Odd for what we would assume to be a male animatronic. Maybe it's a reference to Colleen being a
always found that
girl,
weird.
or a nod
Yeah.
to Nathan's plan of hiding in the bathroom until he was ready to attack. Alright, after doing all the research, reading every fan theory in existence, and putting all the clues together, what can this mean for the story of the game? I think the game is an allegory for that night back in 1993. Here's my final interpretation. You, Mike Schmidt, are the murderer, former employee of Freddy's Pizzeria. Like Nathan in the real story, you were fired for the reasons stated in the Day 7 pink slip, tampering with the animatronics, being unprofessional.
But except now this theory is now no longer relevant
Was
because
it
we know it was
debunked?
purple. Because we know it was purple guy.
Okay, true. Okay.
Unless here's the thing though, William Afton, who is purple guy, his son's name is Michael. This is what really gets you thinking about this, is that the guy's name is Mike Schmidt, but the son's name is Michael Afton. Could it be an alias or whatever? Or not like it couldn't be an alias because you can't swap around the letters and get it. But it could be like an I'm sorry, an anagram. I was thinking anagram. It could be an alias, but it couldn't be an anagram.
Yeah. It's definitely a nod or a reference or something to some extent, I feel like.
Yeah, people are saying like the first and third game you play as Michael Afton. But it's just like there's so many other possible theories of who it could be. Some people say you are purple guy in
I've heard of that,
in FNAF 1. People say phone guy is purple guy, which honestly it still kind of seems like it's possible because he did die. Because like if you think about it, the more you think, at first you're just like, no, that can't be possible. But the more you think about it, it is very possible because, like remember how Purple Guy was destroying the animatronics? It was at the FNAF 1 location when he was doing that, and the animatronics were banging on his door. That could have been the night that he destroyed the animatronics, went into the spring trap suit, and then died.
I really want to agree with I don't
But
know if it's true, but I want to believe that it is the survivor on the phone. That's what I want to believe. But you got to think that it brings in the question of like, because this is the interesting thing about lore, what's being looked into much, what's a coincidence or even a mistake, because at the end of the day, Scott is a human and he didn't have a big company backing him up when he started this, it was a solo thing pretty much. So it would be easy for one person to make some sort of mistake or something like that. So, and then since he didn't regularly update and fix a lot of stuff, I think you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I am curious. I'm very interested. I personally think, this is what I think though. I think it is inspired by the dude who survived. I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. I think it is inspired
Bobby.
by him on the phone. Keyword inspired. So then after a while, Scott just kind of obviously in order to continue the games, he continued the storyline, because you got to remember, if I'm not mistaken, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was supposed to end at Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Because now this is my memory, so I could be incorrect here in chat, or Kasid, correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe Scott made Five Nights at Freddy's as a one-off game. People wanted more. So with that in mind, there is a chance that he changed a lot of the original story here.
Yeah, I remember in the ending of FNAF 4, there's this box. And one of the biggest mysteries of the game is what is inside that box. And Daco had an interview with Scott, and he asked, "Has that object changed throughout the years?" And he says it has. So that object inside that box has changed throughout the years. So things have been changing and shifting.
So that clarifies. Okay, so that
clarifies that things can change.
That confirms my theory. So that
things
confirms my
could have
theory.
changed. Yes.
Okay, so in at least Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I can confidently say, as of this present moment, I believe the person on the phone is the surviving victim. At least in Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
You can click play.
Okay.
Odor. Maybe it was your tampering with the robots that caused the infamous bite of 87. Regardless, like Nathan, you were mad and wanted to get even. So you lured children to the back using a costume.
Getting fired? That's not even. That's like the most extreme form of overkill. Getting fired and then you lure kids in the back room?
So I have to make this comment. The fact you used the word overkill, my guy. Interesting choice of words here.
I don't know what other word to use, man. It's
I know. I had to mention it, guys. We're not making fun.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Hey Locke, will you do a Cuphead stream? Wait, you already have done one before. I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit. Not only have I done one Cuphead stream, drum roll please, I've done 27 Cuphead streams. So yeah, I will continue the Cuphead streams for sure. I'm not sure. I'm having technical issues with Cuphead, so I got to figure that out. But I have 27 Cuphead streams, and I don't plan to stop anytime soon, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, when I was talking about overkill, I'm talking about like inside the FNAF lore, not the actual situation, because he said like he was comparing him to Nathan, and he's just like he wanted to get even. I'm just like killing 5 children is not getting even for getting fired.
Bro, when you say Nathan, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When anyone says Nathan, because that's my name.
Oh, yeah.
Stuffed their bodies into the animatronic suits, hoping to get the place shut down, then left. Notice that the newspaper clippings never say it's an employee of the company luring the children away, but we know it must have been someone with access and knowledge of the employees-only section of the building.
Oh, yeah.
And as the newspaper clippings clearly show, just like Nathan, you were caught almost immediately, captured on the security footage. You were arrested, tried, and convicted, forced now to live on death row. The Freddy's pizzeria you work in now are just the nightmares that haunt you, taunting you every night with the phrase, "It's me, it's me." It is you. You are the killer. The nightmare is also why everything is so surreal. Posters switching at random, heads on the animatronics glitching, Golden Freddy appearing and disappearing at will, taunting you as the one that got away. It's also why you're only at the pizzeria from midnight to 6 a.m. every night. It's a nightmare. It's in your sleep. It's a place you created, a restaurant long closed as evidenced by the spider webs, and overrun with angry spirits out for revenge on you and you alone as the one who took their lives, as evidenced by them completely ignoring the naked endoskeleton elsewhere in the building. It's also a place you can't escape from, why you find yourself back there night after night, even after you complete your 5 nights. See you back next week, the ending text goes. You're unable to leave this terror, the threat of death, the guilt, because it never ends. And in a delightfully ironic twist, your personal hell forces you to supervise the exact same security footage that led to your capture in the first place. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
I didn't know he was actually funny. That's really cool.
Wow.
He's actually very entertaining. That's mind-blowing.
It's funny how simple that is. It's funny how simple that the if you just use the base Five Nights at Freddy's game, it's crazy how simple that the lore is. It just goes like this. I think this was released like at the time that only the first one was out. Hang on, what? October 13th. That's around like when did the second one come out? I think.
Well, it says the first one came out 2014. I think they released 2 games that year.
Yeah, the second one came out in October. November 11th.
Yep.
So this is before the second one came out. So yeah, he just... Yeah, it is...
Can we read some of the comments?
Yeah. If you listen carefully, you can just hear the future Mattpatt crying in the distance. True. And here, children, is where we see Mattpat's first step in his descent to madness.
That's funny.
Mattpatt then, this is scary because of the murder. Mattpatt now, Music Man. Mattpatt 2014, probably never heard of it. It's called 5 Nights at Freddy's. Us in 2022, laughs and security breach.
Yeah.
Mattpatt 2014, kids were stuffed inside the FNAF animatronics. Mattpatt 2022, Golden Freddy is a controlling god.
Oh, I didn't notice that in the first 2 minutes. He was pretty much making fun of the game. I thought he was maybe being ironic or like, you know, memeing, but I guess he was making fun of the game and then he got horrified a little bit.
2014 Mattpatt, explaining in detail the backstory of this game, sounding low-key terrified, disgusted the whole time. Let me tell you, Mattpatt. Right, so we have the dead children, whatever, but let's gloss all over that. So today I'm talking about the time traveling ball pit. Oh yeah, because in one of the
traveling ball pit.
Yeah, okay, so there are books to the whole thing now, and that they're like FNAF is like a multiverse now, and the books are in the separate multiverse or whatever. And the first story is called Into the Pit, and essentially it's like there's a ball pit, and every time this kid goes into the ball pit, he's taken back to Freddy Fazbear's because like it's a new pizza restaurant at the time where the ball pit is, and then yeah, every time he goes out, he's like back in time. It's just it's all like. Mattpatt was lucky. He was able to slowly theorize everything, then slowly handed a new game, and then he theorized everything and connected to the new story. If you're just brand new and you just get thrown literally everything, like I'm, like I was too late, so the same thing happened to me. Everything is just thrown at you, and you're just like, where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start?
Well, luckily, Mattpatt, we can watch with Mattpatt.
Yeah,
thank God. So Plain Crazy Steve keeps asking me to help him with this Inkwell Isle 2 boss in Cuphead. But the thing is, Cuphead is not necessarily a strategy based game for the most part. It's just kind of like a get good game. So I don't know how I can help you unless I'm like, get good, kid. And that's not really much help. Sorry that my microphone's being weird. I need to fix that issue. It bugs me a lot. I mean, I literally make podcasts, so when a microphone's that's bad.
Oh, somebody asked in my comments, it wasn't Afton an animatronic. He was in FNAF 6. Well, he was spring locked in FNAF 3. That's when he became an animatronic. So, and then he came back in FNAF 6, then yeah. So he was an animatronic after that.
I kind of wonder if each game is he almost rewrites the story. Is what I'm kind of getting.
Now that I think about that, he would have to write the lore like probably almost every time.
Yeah, because yeah, and then with the whole security breach, those are different people, so they're not going to match his vision.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. It's very messy.
yeah, that's the whole lore of FNAF. It's just mess. It's just this big mess of wires and.
Don't stop, won't stop. Anyways, though, so I think that this is, in my opinion, this is a good way to end it off because the fact we reacted to a 15-minute video
in 2 hours,
and in 2 hours, I think we did a pretty good job. I think we did a pretty good job adding our own little spin on it. Yeah. Guys, we have 157 views. Unfortunately, because school coming back and everything, the views are really good, but they're also a little bit lower than I'd prefer. Because people are getting back and adjusted to school. With that being said, I know I'm going to end off my stream. So guys, if y'all want to subscribe to Kasid, if you want to continue yours, that's up to you. Are you going to be ending yours as well?
Yeah, I'm going to be ending mine. I usually go 2 hours and then I'm done.
Awesome. So I am going to say this, and I'll let you. Oh, you're just cutting it off.
No, I was just pulling up the page.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. How many views does it have total? I am curious for you, real quick. 118.
My peak was 7. Oh wait, how many?
Your peak?
118. Oh dang, that's nice.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I agree. And with that being said, guys, you need to subscribe to Kasid. Check out Kasid. Kasid, she's friends with a pedophile. Cancel him. The best answer is to say I have made a sincere and continuous lapse in judgment. All right, I'm
gonna I think Bobby was just making. I think he was making fun of like how Scott was canceled. Like he just he had an opinion. Cancel. So he's like, oh, he's friends with the child. He's a pedo. That must mean he's a pedophile. Cancel him.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and to make another spin off that, as you
are
can
closer
see,
in age, so y'all get it.
Yeah. So as you can see, Scott walked into the hospital to go donate to kids with cancer. So as you can see, he's mocking kids who have to have a wheelchair. Cancel him.
That is how that is when the internet doesn't like you. I feel like they did that for Logan Paul for a while. It's like one of those moments where you can't do anything right. You know, there's if you do the right thing, they'll be like, oh, he's just doing it for publicity.
If you slightly screw up in the slightest, even if you don't screw up, such as what Scott did, if you do something wrong in the eyes,
I wouldn't even
internet,
call what Scott did a screw up.
Yeah. So if you do, I should reiterate that if you do something wrong in the eyes of the internet, you can't do anything right from that point. You can't do anything. You can't apologize. You can't do literally anything right.
And then what's the point of canceling someone if you're not giving them a chance to improve? Because as humans, we're not perfect.
Yeah.
And if you don't let people improve, then people over time are going to get the mindset of, oh, well, I'm a bad person. I might as well stay a bad person because no one's going to accept me when I become a better person. It's
like, what's the point? What's the point of improving if nobody's going to see me any different?
Bingo. I'm going to show my numbers to my chat because it makes sense. So with that being said, though, guys, thank you for tuning into this stream. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Kassid. By the way, I'm not comparing our numbers. It just doesn't make sense for me to show Kassid's numbers the whole time during my stream. So I'm not being like, no. So with that being said, though, guys, be sure to subscribe to Kassid. Kassid's a fantastic YouTuber. I'm collaborating with him because he is a friend. He is not just a YouTuber that I enjoy. He is a friend. Last time I streamed with some YouTube taco guy, he wasn't a friend. He was a YouTuber that I thought was entertaining. He was a YouTuber that I enjoyed watching. He was a YouTuber that played similar games as me, but at the end of the day, he wasn't really a friend. But Kassid is actually a friend of mine. And I'm not putting Taco down or anything. I would not do that, and I wouldn't have collaborated with him if I thought less of him. But I am hyping up Kassid over here for being a good friend, a good YouTuber, and all around entertaining. So if you enjoy my content, there's literally no reason for you not to subscribe to Kassid. Once again, congratulations on 400 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for getting me to 400 today. And
if y'all haven't already, subscribe to me as well. I'm super, super thankful in the direction that my channel is going. I'm super, super happy, guys. And I'll be streaming a few more times today, hopefully. But I do know I got to spend some time with my girl. The fact that it's 1:18 already. To be fair, I woke up and I streamed. But, you know, time goes by fast. It's kind of freaky. But, little announcement. I think yesterday was my last day at work. Working at Walmart ? And I'm going to focus on college. It's either I will have more free time or less free time. I am not sure yet. We're about to see. I'm leaning towards more free time because college, for the first half of college, I'm just going to have 2 classes. Please don't be spamming, Trudy. But with that being said, thank you for subscribing, guys. I plan to be playing Security Breach soon and more Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And with that being said, appreciate you guys very, very much. Subscribe to Kassid and peace out.
Yeah, thank you guys for. Oh yeah, I'll end out mine too.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for getting me to 400 today. Yeah, thank you, Locke, for helping me get to 400. Much appreciated.
Of course.
And yeah, I'm not really good with outro, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Oh, that ends it early. Hold on, that ends it early. You got to end it through OBS. And then you got to click end.
Oh, really? Oh, I usually end on thing first.
That's why your streams cut off awkwardly. Now I know why.
Oh, okay. All right.